I've always wanted to make my very own game. Not just a small prototype, but a full game that I can publish and call mine. I've tried so many times to start a project, but I always end up losing motivation like 2 weeks in. But this time, it'll be different. I decided to make a full video game for my IB Cast project, which will force me to work on this game no matter what. So I'd like to officially welcome you guys to the very first devlog for my game. Okay, so first things first, I'm making these devlogs to keep track of my progress and see how the game will evolve over time. Now, I want to dedicate this devlog to just planning because planning is a pretty important step of, making a game. I cycled through a bunch of game ideas because I knew I needed to keep this small enough to be able to finish. My first idea was to make a smaller version of Hollow Knight, basically, which we all know that's not happening because that's gonna take way too long. And then I started to move away from Metroidvanias and started thinking in the platformer genre. I really wanted to make a game that had a deep meaning or good lore because I love narratives inside of video games. This is why one of my most favorite games is Elden Ring, because of the insane amounts of lore it has. I really wanted to draw inspiration from games like Thomas Was Alone too, because of the deep emotional connection that the game built with you. And eventually, after looking around and brainstorming, I came up with the idea of... I actually don't have a name for this game yet, but imagine a game title. Okay, but basically, this game is about a boy who has lost his soul, and he must journey within himself and find fragments of his soul to become whole again. The game would be split into worlds, I guess, where each world represents a different emotion, and you must journey through to piece your soul together. Yeah. Okay, so it's been about 3 weeks since I edited that last part of the video, and I've had a change of heart. So I realized that making something deep and emotionally meaningful as my first game is low-key gonna be very hard. Yeah, so I'm gonna make something goofy and fun, but it'll still have meaning, you know what I mean? So I actually saw the devlogs for this game called Garbanzo Quest, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so inclined towards making something like that because it's so goofy and fun. Yeah, so now all that planning I did earlier is out the window. Okay, I'm tired of planning, let's actually make something. So the goal is for the movement to be perfection because that's the main part of the game, you know what I mean? So I created a Unity project and started coding. I was originally gonna learn the new input system, but after 30 minutes of trying, I low-key gave up because it made 0 sense. So we're sticking with the old input system. Now I wanted this movement to be very responsive and make the player feel like they're fully in control of the character. And there's only one way to do that, which is code. So I began a long and grueling process of coding, testing, and breaking my PC and repeating until I had the bare bones of a movement system. Now, that's low-key all the time I had this month to work on this game, but all of this took around 8 hours already, so yeah. Anyways, I'll be back next video with another devlog, and if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know down below in the comments. Because I'm new to all this game dev stuff, actual game dev, and yeah, I'm gonna make mistakes. So yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys next time, but until then, peace.